Today we're going to be doing Garfield, but because,
He's got some trigger words
he's
in
got
his
some
life.
trigger words, so as a sign of respect, we're going to bleep the words I love, and we're also going to bleep I hate. I really hope there's no confusion of what we're trying to say. That's just the...
We're just trying to say we're talking about the food that you eat.
Yep.
And we're talking about the day that you hate.
Yeah. So if you do not take these out of context. That'd be really cruel.
That'd be really cruel and rude.
My name's Oscar.
My name is Carl.
And this is Who Would Watch This?
The on your edition.
God, I fucking hate.
It's gonna be so fun because it's just like we could say words like fuck, cunt, shit, bitch, dick balls. Today we are reviewing Garfield. Oh, also, it's a mini episode.
It's a little.
We forgot about that.
It's a little mini episode.
God, I'm keen to chow down some lasagna on this mini episode we're about to do. Today we're talking about Garfield the Movie, which currently has a 5 on IMDb, a 2.2 on Letterboxd, and a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oscar, what's the plot?
John buys a second pet, a dog named Odie. However, Odie is then abducted, and it is up to John's cat Garfield to find and rescue the canine.
Oh, I forgot it's all about, like, let's put a shock collar on Odie. Like, that's the conflict.
That's the conflict.
Yeah. As much as it is, Garfield just loves chowing down on all of
Oh, he fucking hates and he loves chowing down on some cunt.
Do we think that... Oscar, before we jump into the movie, shall we give the trailer a watch to rehash our memory?
I think we should.
I remember very little, and I will say before we start the trailer, one of the things that very much confused me as a child, why isn't Odie also just a CGI creation? It makes me think, like, Garfield intensely special.
He is, because in the sequel, it expands upon the lore that the Garfield cat has been passed down generation to generation. This exact tabby cat, I think he might be an immortal being, a Doctor Who-esque type that he transforms every time he dies.
Oh my god, if a TARDIS turned up in the background of a scene, wah, 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 and just faded in, and Garfield's like, oh god, who's this? Stretches out and waltzes on over.
I'm not bothered. I watched this recently to recap myself. God. Yep. Thank God it's 80 minutes, and it's a mini. But let's watch the trailer.
It's not something he wanted. It's just something that's always been there.
The hell is this a trailer for?
From within.
Why do you go to that? What's going on?
This is a great bit, actually.
Curse. Who is he? He's Garfield.
Was that him blowing up? Oh, yeah, he landed on
in a
things.
pile of...
Oh my god. Oh, look what they did the 20th century logo.
Wow,
they gave it Garfield stripes. This movie's great. Why are we doing this on the podcast?
It's a solid flick, honestly.
I've reaffirmed my choices.
Get him, John.
And he's in love.
Oh, baby.
You're so cute.
Does he sexualize Jennifer Love Hewitt the entire film?
The whole trailer.
Garfield sexualize
It's
her?
this weird bit, because I was reading an interview with Bill Murray, and he was like, I did the film one. We'll get into why he picked the film, but throughout the film he was like, God, I just love staring at her. It's like, really, Bill Murray? You can't say that. God, I just look at Jennifer Love. Oh, was it?
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah.
The Ghost Whisperer. See, it's always weird when, like, Odie's on screen, because it's a real dog.
It's a real dog.
Like,
yeah.
why not just have both be CGI create? I feel like that's a bizarre step in the film.
Well, it's a weird one because one, they got like essentially the lore's all fucked up because you got Garfield, this almighty god. You got all the other animals in the film, which are played by real animals but can speak and have that Marmaduke mouth thing.
Yeah.
And then you got Odie, who is a mute. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's because he's dumb.
Well, I mean,
or because he's disabled.
Odie's a mute in the comic.
Oh, so they're following close to the comic. That's what I like about this film. A lot of the superhero films that come out so far really deviate. The Garfield keeps it strong to the comics.
But it really annoyed you. So look, I'll go out and say it. When I was a kid, I loved Garfield.
The comic or the movie?
Sorry, the comic. I had not only a ton of the comics, color-in books, I had so many stuffed Garfield toys. Like, loved Garfield. I had Odie toys. Didn't have John. I'll tell you right, because that's a weird one to have it as
As a child, he's a man.
He's a fully
bobblehead
grown man.
He's real. In
He
your
works
bedroom.
hard. He's cucked by a cat every fucking day. But it just really threw me and annoyed me as a kid because Garfield's spot on to his design in the comic.
Yeah.
But Odie's just a generic dog and doesn't look anything like the comic.
They had a CGI one, but he walked, and they were like, "God, get any dog in anywhere, just grab him."
Wouldn't it be wild if there's a CGI dog roaming our streets? Like, what would you do if you saw a CGI dog come up to you that looked identical to Odie? Wouldn't that be frightening? Wouldn't you be like, oh my God, you'd call the police and you'd be like, bring guns.
Just the military intervention is needed for this little dog. It's like that Simpsons episode where Homer's walking around all 3D. I'd freak out. That scared me. That haunted me as a child. And if it was a dog, I'd kick it. I'd say it right now.
You'd call the National Guard.
Yeah.
There's a CGI creation walking around. Get here, stat.
Oh my God, there's a fucking shit into it.
It would cut to, they'd be like, we need our best. And it would, a red dot would be slowly working its way over a forest until it landed right on a Yogi Bear's head. And he'd be like, I'll be there in a heartbeat. I'm just going to finish this. And it's like, and they're like, why'd you fire twice? And he's like, a boo-boo.
He rocks up 30 minutes late. It's like, this picnic basket is fucking delectable.
Yeah.
No though.
He rocks up. He's just covered in a nice bear skin.
Right, who am I killing?
He's got, look, I've got one that's child-sized. Anyone got a child? Davey, I heard you and your wife are pregnant. Do you guys want a child? This is Boo-Boo.
I haven't skinned him, so the flesh is pretty ready to go.
They haven't been salted. Wax it down. Maggots everywhere.
But CGI maggots, the good kind.
The good kind, you zoom in and they're like maggots and they're like, oh, am I right?
They've got a little song and dance routine. It works. Do we get into the film of Garfield? It's 80 minutes. It goes by in a flash.
Oh, I'd love to. Go on.
John brings Garfield to the vet because he wants to fuck the vet. He keeps taking Garfield to the vet as an excuse. Do we like this as the hook of the film? John's trying to get some pussy?
No. Look, no, I don't. I don't. And that also brings up the things like why doesn't John look like John from the comics? He doesn't even have curls. Where are his curls?
Here's the thing. It deviates from the comics.
Die-hard
Garfield fans were furious.
I fucking was. Get up the designer John in the Garfield comics.
He's not that curly, actually.
Look at that
He's
head.
just got a mop. He kind of has my hair.
Yeah, he does. He does have your hair, actually. You would have been great as John.
Thanks.
And you are a cat person.
I was fishing for that. The whole episode.
It's
I'm
in
glad.
your notes.
Get Carl to say I'd be a good John.
Tell you who I am? I'm Tim Curry in the second one.
Tim Curry's not in the second one, I don't think.
He's the voice of the other Garfield, isn't he?
Oh, he is.
I'm the lazy one that's posh.
He's a posh little cunt.
I'm a posh
He's
one.
a posh little...
Look, I know this isn't the format of the minis, and look, the format of the minis is a bit of like a, whoa, what's going on here?
It's a loosey-goosey. We are filling the space because Carl is away currently
true.
now.
Look, it's literally us treading water, so it's fun. Put on the trailer for the second one, A Tale of Two Pussies.
Oh, of course.
Maybe we should do Garfield the Tale of Two Kitties. Go back. That would be a cursed month.
That would be a cursed month. You see that?
What is that?
Wow, that's a perfect lineup. Garfield the Two Tales of Two Kitties, Alvin and Chipmunks, Stuart Little, and Smurfs.
That's a solid month. We could do
myself.
God, get a little in me now.
All right, let's watch the trailer for the Garfield and Two Kittens.
And then we'll watch let's watch all these trailers.
No, we'll get into the plot.
No,
it's buffoonish.
I don't want to get into the plot.
You're being a...
You're being a...
America's fattest cat is...
Just shames him.
I find that hard to believe.
I know. I think
there'd be a fatter
there'd be
cat.
larger ones. They could afford to go to England in this one.
10 million more money.
Do you reckon Bill Murray gets to improv anything, or it's all written?
So I was reading an interview of him, like, because essentially, we'll get into what happened. It's very funny. He approached the script because he thought it was written by Joel Cohen of the Coen Brothers fame, which is still it's funnier than the entire film.
Oh my god, that's a movie should be made about that.
Yeah, honestly. He gets there, he's like, oh, I fucked up pretty much into the session. And he's like, all right, let's make a best of a best scenario. Fuck the script is shit, so I'm gonna try and make it funny. And he was like, kept trying. Apparently he was trying so hard, he was sweating, couldn't get it out, and he was like, let's just do the script. So he tried. Bill Murray tried his darndest to make this okay, and he was like, nah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
No, I want to get to the British kitty. Where's the British kitty?
Hey, kitty, kitty. You girly girl, you're such a silly sissy dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
Most catastrophic.
catastrophic. That's fun.
I mean, they're going to show it. I don't want them to spoil
They
the
don't want to
twist.
spoil the twist.
It's too good.
Why would you call it A Tale of Two Kitties and not bring in the kitty? Where the hell is it? Tim Curry? Find out if it's Tim Curry. I've been demanding a lot this episode.
You're demanding.
I demand a lot. Maybe it's just Bill Murray doing an accent.
He's just a posh guy.
Yes, Tim Curry is Prince in Garfield 2.
Good for him.
So there we go. That's fun. Huh? Huh? Didn't we all learn a lesson?
We did learn a lesson.
All right, join us next week when we...
No, let's get into the plot of Garfield.
Fine.
It's great because it's shallow as hell. Essentially, Garfield's doing the whole Garfield thing. I'm just more interested. Essentially, Odie gets adopted. They have a scuffle.
Yeah,
They're
they
not
do.
friends.
He hates Odie.
It's a weird one because then they're like, all right, this seems like a plot. Let's go to a dog show. Fuck the plot.
Yeah.
Garfield causes a ruckus like he always does.
Oh my god, he causes so many ludicrous ruckuses.
Yeah.
Through this movie. You know what this movie reminds me of is that new Tom and Jerry film where you're like, oh, this is the lowest like common denominator comedy, but also just weird circumstances to put the characters in. Like it's not like Garfield was actually about slapstick comedy.
No, I feel it's just an apathetic cat.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing that's the biggest comic ever.
It's like, is Garfield Rum Tum Tugger?
He's he's not a curious cat. Constantly he's avoiding curiosity.
No, but I mean like it's like if you offered him pheasant, like he'd rather
You'd
have
probably rather have grouse.
yeah, but that's the thing is it's like if you offered him a house, he'd rather have a flat.
Yeah.
Like that's Garfield. He's never happy with what he's given.
No.
Unless it's
It's a cruel tale, truly.
Why does he hate He hasn't got to go to work.
No, he's a lazy cat. I think it's just...
Is it because John goes to work?
Does he hate that?
That'd be
Does he miss
sweet.
John? That's
Yeah.
quite a kind moment.
Really,
Isn't
that cute?
It kind of trades off that. Should we get some Garfield mugs in here that say I hate...
It's fun because I do.
Yeah.
I do hate.
I mean, I guess it's for the working man.
You know what's underrated in hating? Tuesdays.
I mean...
Again, Tuesdays is a lull. I reckon there's something about Monday being like, oh, it's the beginning of the week is slightly better than, oh, fuck, 4
Tuesday
days to go.
Tuesday it hits
Tuesday's like a fucking train.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
That's like, oh no, this is the whole week.
Yeah.
Wednesday's hump day.
Oh.
So you get to say around the office, it's hump day,
I
which is
know.
always gets a laugh.
Oh my god, my coworkers love it. Love it.
I go with my I hate mug and just smack Janet. I'm like, it's hump day. Hump day.
Go up to
And then
Janet. What fucking day is it
yeah,
today?
It's freaking hump day,
It's
baby.
bloody hump day, and then throw the acid in her face.
Yeah. Cup of acid in a Garfield mug.
Yeah.
Then you got Thursday. You're like, well, it's so close to Friday. And then it's Friday.
No, Thursday's a bit of like, do you remember when it was hump day?
Oh, acid in your face. Yeah.
And then Friday's like see you guys next 2 days before hump day.
Yeah. Oh, I freaking love hump day.
Oh god. You know why isn't there hump month when you get through, I don't know, June? Happy hump month.
The kids got involved and it got weird.
When I get 50, I'm gonna just tell everybody I'm happy hump year.
Hump year.
I'm on the downslide now. Put me in a home. Put me down.
Oh. Anyway, kerfuffle happens. But
Ah.
you're avoiding Garfield. I watched the movie, so you're fucking talking about Garfield. Don't avoid this, okay? I wrote down the plot, and I wrote down notes for a minute. You're not avoiding this with your shenanigans. I swear to God. I'm gonna just tell
surely
you-
I stretched that hump day bit long enough that we can end the episode.
No.
Surely.
No, I'm putting through the plot. Anyway.
Go on then.
Oh, the animal show goes down a hit. Odie is now gonna be he's gonna be an ambassador for dog food, but John's like, no, he ain't a show dog. He'll come back later.
Why doesn't he want Odie to be a show dog?
Because the plot has to keep going. And it kind of has to tie in the story. The villain is very tenuous.
There is no threat for a while until
No.
don't they try and steal Odie?
Yeah, so pretty much like, what's it called? Garfield.
Can't another dog do it?
No, I don't know
Can't
why.
a single other dog
it's a
do
pretty
it?
basic trick. He jumps up
Isn't
on
it just a
hind leg.
flip?
No, it's not even a flip. He jumps on his hind legs and spins around.
Oh, okay.
Garfield could do that.
Fucking I can do it.
Yeah.
Put a shot collar on me. Give me a free year's supply of dog, food.
Ah, you'd be eating well. Better than what we're doing at the moment.
So much better. I
Maybe
hear, there's
dog
I hear
food.
there's nutrition in dog food.
I think dog food companies want to sponsor the podcast. Ask www.podcast@gmail.com.
We will send you a Blu-ray of Garfield the movie and a can of dog food. Take that to the bank. My word is my promise, and my promise is my word.
Oh, that's powerful. Anyway, Garfield causes a muck again at the house. Then he gets thrown out of the house. And
What's the scenario where he's like on a tray sliding through buildings? How does he get into that situation?
This is like 40 minutes of the film, just setting up kind of this. Essentially, Odie gets lost, and Garfield's like, fuck, I gotta go find Odie. And then he goes to the big city, New York, to become a star. And then he gets into all shenanigans. He's on the tray, he's trying to find Odie. He finds him in the evil guy's place.
Yeah.
He then gets in a tray, he falls off the building and lands straight into a big truck of Then...
I really should lower my rating for this film.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it's a little bit of that.
This talking about it is draining me. And I'm not even talking about it.
It's weird. I've like cornered you at a party, just like, I'm gonna tell you the plot of Garfield. You're like, oh no.
That's exactly what this feels like. You nailed it.
And people listening to a podcast like, wow, I want to listen to that.
You know what's the type of energy I love? Being cornered at a party. I would love to hear that over the course of 20 minutes on a podcast.
I'm glad. This is what the podcast. This should be our slogan for the podcast. Just
Yeah.
like two guys corner you at a party and angrily tell you the podcast, like the plot of a film. We've got some jokes in there. They don't land. It's a long time.
Oh, bless it. Bless it.
Anyway, Garfield's like, Jesus Christ, the guy's gonna get on a train. I gotta stop the train, otherwise gonna get Odie. I know what I'll do. I'll cause a terrorism attack, get all the trains to crash into each other. You following
What?
me? You following me?
Wait, what? Do the trains crash?
They crash, blow up, there's everywhere. It's not a great
Why is
situation.
always everywhere?
It's more for the bleeping, for comedic effect.
Oh, okay. Hope this pays off for you.
Oh, it's gonna be a long one.
It's going to be a lot of you going.
I might just give up.
You know what you should do? Fade it out. Just fade. Each bleep can be quieter and quieter.
Anyway, they put the shock collar on the villain. He gets.
Oh, that's fun.
It's
that's,
weird.
That's
because
good comedy.
It's
That's
weird
fun
because
for the
like
family.
we've had like no slapstick.
Yeah.
It's like we've only had slapstick.
Yeah,
but
there you
we've
go.
not had violence, which is really what you want in a Garfield flick.
And we haven't had BDSM violence either.
No. Essentially, first off, all the cats and dogs just ravage this man's body. Just fucking growl and fucking tear him up.
He should be a pool of blood on the floor.
Pool of blood and rabies and a lot of diseases.
Yeah.
What do you think Garfield carries on him? That CGI abomination.
Do we
He's
think...
thousands of years old.
Oh my god. I reckon Garfield is the carrier of so many diseases.
Oh, so I mean, here's the thing: he fucks. He fucks hard. He fucks good.
Why isn't there a third one where he gets a girlfriend? Surely that's some easy bloody writing. He gets a girlfriend.
My favorite thing was they were like, cause I was on Wikipedia, like, what's it called? Looking up the plot of the second one again to remind me, and they were pretty much like, this Garfield duopoly. I was like, no way anyone's called it that. No one in their right mind's ever called Garfield that. Anyway,
What's your favorite duopoly? The Garfield franchise.
The Garfield franchise. They really nailed it in the sequel.
You want to know what a close second is? Blade Runner. That's what a duopoly Blade Runner
I
is.
just think the first kind of lets it first down, whereas Garfield, the first one sets the tone, and the second really nails it.
What's fun is at the end of Garfield, you don't know if he's a replicant.
There's a bit of doubt. And
Yeah,
that's where it
and
is.
that's where the doubt lies.
Anyway, they put the shock collar on the man. just tase the shit out of him. And then John rocks up late as always and just like, punches him in the face.
that's what I thought. I was like, he has a knife, doesn't he?
What, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, he shanks him in the corner.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He'd shank him.
He shanks him in the
Is there not a part where the villain gets a gun, shoots John, and John opens up his jacket to reveal there was a frozen there that stopped the bullet?
That was in the deleted scenes. They
thought
cut
so.
it because they thought children would start shooting themselves with lasagna served to them.
I also think they cut it because they thought the scene would land too well.
Yeah, here's the thing. You don't want to like end on a good note. You want to keep the consistency.
You want an audience to dread the fact that there might be a sequel. You know when you come out of a movie with a sense of dread it might continue?
Yeah.
That feeling we had after Morbius that one time. Oh no, it could be a hit.
That was the thing with like Jumanji. I'm like, well, that was past. Oh no, there'll be another
Another level.
rats. They go back home. John, I think, fucks his vet's wife that he's like paid.
He finds love
Yeah.
in Hewitt.
Don't we all? And Garfield goes back to his lazy ways, eating near an ass. Carl, who would watch Garfield?
Not me. On recollection, now that we've recapped what the plot
You're a
is.
dirty you know that?
Oh God, I would have watched this so much as a child.
I watched it so many times. I watched the sequel quite a few times as well.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I've seen either of them in a cinema. I think I was definitely a home release boy for both of these.
This is the only film I think you've ever said you haven't watched in a cinema. You were like, no, not for me.
Not for. This is where I draw the line. Joel Cohen. No, thank you. Who do I think it's for? Well, it's definitely not for fans of, and it's not for fans of.
It's kind of the core demographic of, dare I say, all of America.
It's definitely Florida.
Oh yeah.
Florida hates.
Oh, they do, don't they?
Loves. It's so tough. If you actually, it almost feels like an era of film that's no longer around, which is the like Stuart Little and Alvin and the Chipmunks and all those. Like Tom and Jerry tried to sort of bring it back, and that kind of bombed.
Yeah.
Like I think the only successful one at the moment is like Paddington. And it's just not even like these movies. Like it's so endearing and sincere.
I was gonna say that Paddington is great, but I'd say Sonic has like learned.
Yeah. You know what? Man, my argument's fucking out the window. It's for fans of. It's
No,
for,
but it's weird that that's the evolution. They've gone, all right, let's make Sonic. But I mean, that went through growing pains.
Oh yeah, it did. Well, I mean, do we think that maybe what helps Sonic is like maybe Bill Murray's style of comedy isn't for children, but Ben Schwartz's style of comedy maybe skewed a bit younger?
I think so. And then you got Jim Carrey kind of keeping
Yeah,
it
Jim
there.
Carrey's killing it in those movies.
Yeah.
Should we see the second one?
I'm kind of keen. It's got okay reviews.
Yeah. Maybe we should go see the second one. What are we doing right now?
Let's get out of here.
Get out of here. Oscar, who would watch Garfield the movie?
I think Dirty would. I hope this bit pays off. It out of context, I do think people are gonna think we're saying something else. But I do love money. I don't know if you're a big fan of the comics. I think this is one for you.
Oh, fuck off. No, fuck right off. That's the most disgusting thing you've ever said. You absolute.
Carl, what are we doing next week?
No. This one really took it out of me, and I didn't even watch the film. Next week, we're finally doing Skyscraper, which we promised multiple times over the course of this series.
It is so embarrassing. I think there's like at least 5 episodes where
Probably more.
I think there's more that I've edited out, but there's ones that have gone up. We had the intention of putting it out that week. We recorded it. We lost it.
Yeah,
We,
I mean, I don't know about we. You.
Oh, fuck off. You fucking you dirty yeah. So yeah, but we've re-recorded it. It's out. We're putting it out. People have not been emailing for Skyscraper.
No.
There's been no demand.
I guarantee you, this will be one of the least downloaded episodes we've ever done, and I couldn't be more excited for it to hit the skyline of the world. Isn't it funny we did that month where we were like, it's the Rock month, proceeded to do one film, The Pacifier, and then promised Skyscraper for 4 months?
Email us through if you were hanging on to Skyscraper at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com.
Don't forget, you can get some dog food and a Blu-ray of Garfield.
Well, we've made that promise and yet no one's jumped on
Why
it.
does nobody want to be emailed these? Not emailed. Why does nobody want to be mailed these movies? I got a JB Hi-Fi voucher begging to be spent on a
I tell
bad
you what,
Blu-ray.
we'll email you some
Yep.
that'd be good.
Oh, we'll be good.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.